we have those campaigns, and we have awareness raising, and we try at the beach and at the marinas to have, you know, messages and just like simple activities for people to realize that it doesn't take much to change a lot.
Welcome to Pick-A-Peer's Future of the Industry series. This is where we discuss innovation, technology, sustainability, and travel. We host industry leaders, entrepreneurs, business owners, and experts of the maritime industry from all around the world. Pick-A-Peer provides technological and sustainable solutions to optimize marine operations and to make the sailing experience for boaters easier and more accessible. I am your host, Shlomi Singer. Today we are hosting Sophie Granados, International Director of Blue Flag. Hey Sophie, it's great to have you with me.
Hey, thanks Shlomi.
You have a beautiful background. You're at the beach right now.
Yes, I'm in a beach in Spain.
Oh wow, I see it's
sitting in Copenhagen. It's amazing, right?
I see it's a Blue Flag beach as well.
Yes, actually, yeah, it's flying the flag.
Nice. So, I mean, have you been seeing some changes with regards to governments and local beaches wanting to adapt to Blue Flag criterias based on the current situation? Do you feel that there's more awareness regarding environmental issues these days?
I don't know if I would say more environmental awareness, but I mean, definitely with coronavirus, of course, all the beaches and the marinas and the tourism boats have had to adapt. So this means that health issues have been at the core of operations, social distancing and like washing the hands and the gels. So a lot of them have adapted to make sure that they can cater for the needs, depending on what the health authorities were requiring. So definitely more awareness there, and we've had to adapt also, and, you know, give them more time to get ready for the season.
So how was that like? I mean, it was pretty much on a short notice, notifying beaches on how to act and what type of procedures and precautions to take with the outbreak of COVID-19. So how did you go about that, especially because you're an international organization and you have, you work all over the world. So how challenging was that?
Yeah, it was, it was chaotic. So the applications come in for obtaining the Blue Flag so typically for the Northern Hemisphere, so the summer that we've just had now in the Northern Hemisphere, applications come in October, November, December of the previous year, and then they're looked at, and then they go through a whole process of reviewing and national jury and international jury, and they're awarded in April. Mm-hmm. And of course, then Corona happened just in March, April, and we were like checking how it was evolving, and then of course everyone became very worried. Okay, what do we do? Will the beaches be open? Will the marinas be open? So then we worked very hard with our operators on the ground, all the national operators that actually do all the Blue Flag work in each country and in the nearly 50 countries that we're in, and also with like health requirements, and so we came up with we were a bit more flexible this year. For example, when they start the season, usually we say, okay, by 1st of July you're ready and everything is as it should be and you can fly the flag. This year we gave them much more time to be ready. So if some people started their season 1st of August, for example, because it was because also all the work stopped. So some beaches, for example, accessibility is one of our important criteria. Yeah. Some beaches were repairing accesses, and they do this off season usually, right? So around February, March, this is when they have contractors and they come and they fix the issues and they prepare the accesses. They can do that. Like most countries were in lockdown, no contractors were doing any work. So a lot of these things couldn't happen before the season, and then the season was starting. So actually some sites could not fly the flag because they didn't manage to be ready, and that's fair enough. It's just no luck. And some sites flew it later. So we really had to be very flexible and also let the national health guidelines of each country be the guide, right? Because they were different in each country, and we can't just say this is going to be the rule So we had to adapt there too. So it was an interesting year, yeah.
So traditionally, Blue Flag has worked with beaches, right? And now recently you started working as well with marinas and um, introducing new guidelines. What was that?
We started the beaches in 1988, so
Right.
it was really like just a few years after the beaches. What we started recently is the tourism boats.
Okay.
That started in 2016, and that's brand new for us.
All right. Can you tell me a little bit more about the introduction of moving to tourism boats as well, and
Sure,
what's it
sure.
like trying to
Yeah,
educate the industry?
it's different for us because so beaches are 90% of them are owned by the government, right? So it's municipalities and it's like public domain. Marinas also most of them are public. There are also quite a lot that are private. But, I would say beaches, public, marinas, half, and then tourism boats. I mean, like it's businesses, right? So it's privately owned, and it's a completely different world. But it was very important for us because we want to have an impact on the ocean, on the marine world, and those boats take tourists there to dive, to just watch the birds or. And it seemed important for us that we could reach out further by going into this all these activities because they are happening and it's good. Like tourists want to go and see puffins and they want to see dolphins, but it needs to happen in the right way. And there needs to be some education so that people actually understand, okay, this is an endangered species. What can I do at home to actually maybe help? Things like that. But that's since 2016, we have now nearly 90 tourism boats that are awarded with us.
Wow.
In various countries around the world. So it's picking up. Yeah.
Do you see having a Blue Flag label on a beach, at a marina, on a tourist boat as really providing an incentive for someone to utilize that facility?
Yeah, we've made some studies, of course, regarding this. We made a study on tourism boats, and it did show that at a similar price, the tourist would choose a company that has shown some value towards the environment, respecting criteria, so Blue Flag or other eco labels. And the same with beaches. There's been a lot of research made. For example, it's been shown that residential areas and summer houses are valued higher in an area where there are blue flags. So it's shown that the tourists are interested and do look for it and do recognize it as a brand that they can count on their holidays.
There's a lot of awareness about these green and blue labels, especially among millennials, that they're looking for brands that have sustainable agendas and sustainable guidelines that they adhere by. So how can we continue to push these agendas forward to make it accessible, to make them more accessible and more popular, not just around millennials, but also around older generations and also younger ones as well?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think nowadays it's really about communications, and it's like a completely different world than 20 years ago, right? 20 years ago, you would do your job and you would do it well, and it was good. But now there's this huge communication bubble, and you need to like communicate about what you're doing to the public, and I think that's probably, and also like word of mouth, of course. Like we're not just about the tourists. Of course, tourism is like the big niche that we're in. But for us, it's also important that we work with local communities. This is very this is people who live there. We want them to feel proud and to have some sense of belonging to the coast. So often it's through these people that we actually educate them and make sure that they're involved in their coast. And then they hear about the blue flag, and then they know about it because I did an activity with them or things like that. But we're not like, I mean, we're not we're not looking at being like, oh my God, you know, everyone knows the blue flag. I don't think that's not the idea. The idea is that the site that is awarded, you know, complies with a lot of rules and criteria, and that they want to work with us, and that they want to make an environmental effort, safety also, accessibility, you know, that's the idea, that they really want to work with us. Of course, we're proud that so many people know us and that we're recognized, and it goes hand in hand. But the aim is not to be like, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I understand that you want it to be like a high quality kind of prestigious award that's not, you know, but you're actually like doing practical work and doing practical things rather than just being a name that people toss in the air.
Yes.
That's
Yeah. I mean, there's like you say, there's a lot of eco labels, and I don't even know half of them, but like I've been checking some out, of course, and some of them is just like, you know, online, you tac, okay, yes, I do this, I do that, and then you get your, I mean, it's self-evaluation, and it's good, it's a good start. But what we try to do is really much more, and push them and check and you know, and be there with them. And there's a whole relationship between the national operator and the site. I mean, we have people on the ground who, you know, come and visit and give like ideas, what could you better, and then all these things come back to us here at the head office in Copenhagen. We also receive a lot of ideas and problems that people encounter in countries, and then we try to see, okay, like, is this a big problem? Is it just one country? Is it a regional problem? We need to address it, and then we speak to our international partners, our experts, and then, you know, it's like a kind of a sandwich. Like, we have the international entities, and then the people on the ground, and then we're in the middle, and we try to make the best of it, and make those criteria so that we push everyone into being better, you know.
How many countries are you currently working in?
We work with 50 countries.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have a blue flag awarded in 46 countries, but we work with more that are coming on board. For example, now we have the evaluation for the Southern Hemisphere coming up, and we have new applicants for India. We have Chile on the way, Argentina, Colombia joined us last year. I mean, we definitely have more people coming from regions of the world that we were not very present in the past. Like, we have a big pole in South America that we're really proud of, and it's exciting. And yeah, India. I mean, India, they have a huge vision for their future. Like, they want to have, you know, many blue flag beaches, and they've been working very hard in the past few years. So it's very exciting. It's very challenging too, because we have our international criteria that everyone needs to abide with to get the blue flag. And of course, each country can have more criteria, can be more stringent. But for us, it's a balance of finding the set of criteria that will work for the whole network. So you don't want to be too low, because then, okay, what's the point? But you can't be too high either, because if only 2 countries can meet your criteria, what's the point? Yeah. So it's always like this balance. Yeah. So it's fascinating.
Yeah, I love the vision. I love the idea, and it must be. How do you bring so many different countries, especially new ones, under this shared vision? How do you create that vision for them?
So, well, the new ones often, you know, come to us, and they're like, okay, we want to work with the blue flag, and this is exciting.
So it comes from the people. It comes from the country itself. And
yes, usually, I mean, we have little staff here, so we can't go all over the world and, you know, try and look for new members. We do have strategically, like, identified some areas that we, like, really worked on to get there, because we thought it was very important for us. But like, usually people will come to us because they want to start this. So it can be marina owners or beach owners, or sometimes an organization, or sometimes the government, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Environment. You know, they see the blue flag as a very a good tool for coastal management. So, you know, they want to use it.
So that brings me actually to my next question regarding renewable technology and sustainable technology, and introducing that to beaches, to marinas, to the boating, to the tourist boats. How do you see that contributing to the environment and to what Blue Flag is trying to do?
Yeah, I think, I mean, we're really entering that era, right? It's incredible, all the things that are happening. I mean, now, for example, they were testing drones for life-saving drones on beaches, and that's helping widely the work of lifesavers. So I know, for example, there's like boats that are solar paneled completely. I mean, it's I think definitely like automation, is happening, not just on cars but on boats too. Like there's a lot that's happening. Like I'm not an expert in technology, so I can't say, but for sure, I think in the next 10 years we'll probably see a lot of these things coming up and maybe helping, helping our goals. Maybe more like just like solar panels on a beach, to help heat up the water or things like that. It's already happening. I mean, they have some. I think I saw some. I think it was in the UAE that I saw some solar panels that they were using, and then you could charge your phone and things like that. I mean, it's, the technology is there, right? It needs a bit of development, but I don't know.
Maybe we could do something to encourage our reusable masks at the beaches.
Yeah. And at the same time, I mean, global warming is happening. I was on holidays in the south of France. They have, I mean, they're seeing more and more turtles coming to lay their eggs on their beaches. I mean, this didn't happen 10 years ago. And they're seeing more and more occurrences of these turtles coming to lay their eggs, where usually they go to Greece, like southern
for the water.
So I mean, global warming is happening. It's and yeah, I don't know. People are just it's difficult. I think it's like everything. Like if it doesn't touch you personally, you know about it, but you kind of obliterate it and you just get on with your life. Unfortunately, I think that's how human beings are wired. We try. We have those campaigns, and we have awareness raising, and we try at the beach and at the marinas to have messages and just like simple activities for people to realize that it doesn't take much to change a lot. So yeah.
It seems like you're very ideological about the environment and promoting these green and blue initiatives. And I wanted to ask you, for someone who shares that passion and is beginning their career, where do you recommend they start? What do you recommend them doing during their first career steps?
That's a good question. I would say, I mean, when you begin your career, you don't really know what you want to do. Usually, you like a certain field, but you don't necessarily know. I mean, I didn't know I would work in an NGO when I was younger, So I would say try different things, just because you might try things that you like and things that you don't like, and you might be surprised. Actually, you might have some ideas that maybe you don't want to work in a corporation, but you might find a good job for you in a corporation where you can actually work on CSR or things like that, or vice versa. You might think, I don't want to work for an NGO, and then you might find yourself loving your job in the NGO and feeling like you make a difference. So, and if you can't find a job where you can really where you can feel you make a difference, or that you don't really enjoy, you can also volunteer. There's a lot of volunteering opportunities nowadays. Like I've seen a lot of youth in Denmark starting these cleanup days. I think it's amazing. They do something and they meet people, and there's a lot of ways for you to do things that you like, I think. So, but I would say like keep your options open and try things, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, Sophie, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. And I look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
We need new infrastructure. The future of super yachting and the yachting in general is really changing a lot.